Hi, my name is Luke McDonald, and I'm going to go over the new theme on AudioTheme called Nowell. Nowell, like all of our themes in AudioTheme, is a WordPress music theme for bands, artists, and musicians. And the point of this screencast is to quickly go over some of the features that are specific to Nowell. Some of the features are shown in the theme demo. Others are settings that you can change to customize the theme a little bit. I just want to showcase those and give you an idea of how that's set up. So to start out, I've got a list of 10 or so items, and we're going to go over each one of these as quickly as possible. So the first one is sidebars and widget areas. Nowell has 4 sidebar areas. The main sidebar has the site title and description, a primary navigation, and then these 2 items are widgets. So this is a widget area. Everything below the primary navigation can be widgets. The front page has its own sidebar area. It'll only show on the front page, and that right now has a record widget, which is an AudioTheme specific widget. You can add as many as you like here. It could be Facebook or a video, or another record, a track, categories. It's up to you. So all that can go there. Nowell also has a sidebar dedicated to pages only. So this page has 2 widgets in the page's sidebar area. If a page has a full width page template applied, then the sidebar does not show. But in this case, we are not using the full width page template, so you see the sidebars for the page. And the last sidebar area is for archive type pages. Right now we're viewing the blog, and it is showing our latest posts, and that is an archive type page. If we view a category such as features, that is also an archive type page. So this sidebar area is showing on those types of pages. Okay, so there's these sidebar areas. Let's just take a quick look in the back end. We have our front page, pages, archives, and navigation sidebar areas. So we just went over all 4 of those. We are seeing a 5th item here, and that sidebar area was created with a plugin called Simple Page Sidebars, which is really awesome. It allows you to create sidebar areas on the fly and apply them to different pages. So for our contact page, we wanted a little bit different information in that sidebar, so we created a new sidebar area using the Simple Sidebar plugin. I think that's what it's called. We'll double check that quick. Simple Page Sidebars, so look for that plugin, it's really handy. Alright, going to social icons. You can see, let's shorten the page a bit by going to the home page. In the lower right hand corner, you see some social icons. Those are set up using WordPress menus. So right here I have a footer menu I've created and some custom links, and I've applied it to the footer menu, and this is only for the footer menu because the theme has some CSS rules that detect various social networks and automatically apply an icon when the item has an icon class. So by removing this icon class and saving the menu, the icon will no longer show it, but instead it'll show the Twitter label. So if we refresh the page, you can see that the Twitter label is now showing. So it does allow for text and icons. By simply applying an icon class again and saving, the icon will show, and we'll refresh the page so you can see an example of that. And now it's showing. The theme documentation has more information on what icons are available, and these icons are font icons, so they're very easy to update, very easy to customize, and we can easily add more icons in the future. So that is social icons. The next thing we're going to talk about is video and record light boxes. And what that means is video and record archive pages can display that information in a lightbox. So for this example, when I click on the play icon, it's going to open this record in a lightbox. It's going to autoplay the music. It's going to show all the tracks, and it's going to show the record artwork. And from there, you can link to the record page. You can link to individual tracks. You can play and pause music. It adds a quick way to view each of these records without doing page reloads. So here's an example. The music will autoplay because we click play. So this track has audio, and this track has audio. When you hover over them, you can click anywhere, and it will start playing that track. It also shows the progress bar, and when you hover over the progress bar, it gets a little bit bigger, so you can have a bigger clickable area, and we can click different areas here and adjust the playhead. You can pause it, play a different track. You can click on any one of these and they'll go to the single track, so you can view the track lyrics or purchase links. In this case, we're just going to click on the artwork and it takes us to the record itself. In the same manner, the videos work just like that. If I were to click on the play icon, it's going to open the video and allow you to view the video, play it, close it, and move on to the next very quickly. In both cases, if you do not click on the play icon, it's just going to go to the single record or video page. And you can do this, you can play it from there too. And these light boxes are also used for the widgets. So there are record, track, and video widgets. All of those use and display the content in a light box. So here's a widget for this record. If we click play, it opens it up right into the light box. It's really cool. You can have multiple records in a sidebar area and have that same effect, so it doesn't just have to be on the archive type pages. Okay, so that's really neat. It's a unique feature to Nowell. The next thing I want to show is gig and record filters. So if we were to go to the shows page, right now we're not showing a gig filter, but we can enable one. And how we do that is through appearance menus. And I've created a new menu. I've called it gig filter, which is important. And I've got a few custom links. This one's actually a link to the archive page, and these are custom links going to archive pages for a specific year. And there's more on all this in the documentation. So we'll just apply this menu to the gig menu, and when we do that, we'll refresh the page, and so now that menu is showing on the gig archive page. And you'll notice the menu name is gig filter because that is what we've named it here. So if I change this to gig filters, plural, refresh the page, that now updates. Okay, and those links are now showing below here. And you can do a filter menu for record pages as well. I'm going to update this back to its initial state. Alright, now we're going to get into the hero area, and the hero area is a large part of what makes Nowell unique. So if we go to the home page, the hero area is referred to as the large area above the content, and you'll see this on a lot of pages. And the home page uses a hero slider, which we'll get to. The bio page shows a hero image. So we'll just first talk about the image and how that's set up. So if we were to edit this page, the image that shows above the content is whatever you set for the featured image. Alright, so this image was set as a featured image. It shows above the content. This image has a caption, your image caption, and it has a short description. Alright, so if we were to view this page, you see that text showing here. So if the image has a caption, it will show, and if it has a description, it will show. And if it doesn't have either one of those, they won't show. When you are logged in, an edit image link will appear, and you can click on this and quickly update that image's content. So it's the same thing. We can change it here, update it, and that will update it anywhere you use this image. So if you use this image as a featured image on archive page and on a bio page, it's going to stay consistent. You know, continually change it. So moving on to the next item is hero links, and that is right here. And what a hero link does, it allows us to link this image to either another page on the site or even an external link. So as an example, we're going to link this image to audiotheme.com. So there's our link. Now we're going to update it. We've got to find the page that we used that on, so we used it up. This is the same image, and you'll notice this time the whole image is now clickable, as you can see by my cursor. So when I click on this, it's going to open up to AudioTheme. You'll notice that it opened up in a new window, right? So if I do this again, it opens up in a new window, and that is because Nowell has some logic built into it to recognize if the link is external or is local to your site. So if we were to go and edit this image again, and we changed it to, we're just going to link to the home page of the demo. We want to copy all of this, just for an example. So now this is still on our site, and we typically don't want links to open up in a new window when they're local to our site. So going back here, if we refresh the page, the image is still clickable, but instead of opening a new window, it should now open in the same window, which it did. Okay, so it went to the home page. So Nowell has some logic built into to recognize external URLs. So that's kind of a neat feature. Now we're going to go over the hero slider. The hero slider is showcased on the front page, and a slider can be applied to any post or page. And how that is set up, we're going to edit the front page here. Nowell has built-in support for a plugin called MetaMedia, and when that plugin is activated, you will see a new hero slider meta box. And adding images to the slider is very easy. You may not see any, you won't see any of these images initially, but you can click on Update Gallery and you can start selecting images. And in the same retrospect, you can start adding images to the gallery. So we'll just add one image. We'll do this guy right here. So we've added it here, and you can rearrange the order. Update. So now you can see we've added that image to the gallery. We can also move images around. We'll just keep that one first. We're going to update our post. So now the front page should show this image first. And it does. So that's very quick, very easy. And we're going to do some, we want to remove this image. So removing images is this. Just click on the X. You can also do it through the update gallery. One thing I do want to show is we're going to add that image we were using previously. And this image has that caption and description. Alright, so we're going to make that first. Oops. It's almost easier to do it through the meta box. Update. So now, refresh. So that image caption and description carries over. So it's a really neat way to not have to duplicate content and duplicate your efforts. So that's the hero slider, and this can be applied, say you want it on the records page. Let's just add one to the records page quick. Edit archive. Here's what it looks like. We're going to update the gallery. Let's choose these 3 images. Add to gallery. Update gallery. Update. And you're done. Now let's view the archive. Boom. You have a slider. Right, so it's that easy. You can really do some cool stuff. So that is the hero slider. And by the way, all those images, if you have the hero link that we talked about earlier, if that is applied, the images have their own unique link. So each slide in this slider can have its own link within your site or an external link, linking to iTunes or anywhere else you might sell your music. Okay. So now we're going to go to the customizer settings. And these settings allow you to customize the theme in different ways. And to get there, you go to Appearance, Customize. And you get a preview on the right-hand side, and the theme's options are under Theme Options. So you can click on that, it'll slide down. And we've got a few settings here. We'll go over each one quickly. The layout has the content left and the sidebar right by default. We can change that doing content right. So as you can see, the content went right and the sidebar left. And it's basically the same thing, it just flip-flops. Alright, so we can adjust those. The hero navigation style is for single AudioTheme archive, or single AudioTheme pages. So right here is the hero nav. And by default, it is an arrow navigation. We can also choose to not show them at all, so now they are disappeared, or they have disappeared. And we can also choose a thumbnail navigation. And what that does is the previous and next posts, if they have a thumbnail, which they should for records, they will show here. and we can click on those. Alright, so that's pretty cool. It's just a completely different way to show a navigation, add some interest. The last hero effect, or hero option, is the hero background image filter. What that means is it's referring to this background, this blurry background you're seeing here. And by default it just has a blur. And the background image is set so it's using the artwork, and it's just using it as the background image too, just blowing it up so it fills the whole width. And we can change that to be grayscale, sepia, maybe a blur with the sepia, blur with the grayscale. So you can do any combination of any of these. This is blur faded, so it kind of makes it a little bit more saturated, I guess. There's a faded sepia and a faded grayscale. So maybe we'll just change it to grayscale. Actually, I like blur grayscale. We'll save that. Enable full width hero maps. That is referring to single gigs. Alright, so this is a full width hero map. If we uncheck this, it is not going to be, it's going to be similar to videos and records. It's going to make a smaller version of the media in the center. By default, if there's not a hero image, or if there's not a featured image set, it's going to be gray in the background. And we can update that by editing the post. I'll do that right after this. I don't want to leave the customizer for now. Enable full width hero videos. That's going to the video archive, a video. And you'll see that our filter still applied. It's blur and grayscale. And we have our thumbnail navigation that we chose here, so this applies to videos and anywhere else that it's a AudioTheme media object. So this is videos. If we check enable full width hero videos, it's going to make that video fill the space. It's going to become full width, just like that. So we can uncheck that too. And it'll take a little second there to update. So it's the full width hero videos. Another option, can be kind of cool. One thing I did want to show is when you are on a single video page, if you wait, we'll just play some music so we got something going on, play the video. If you wait 10 or 15 seconds without moving your mouse, turn this down a pinch, the screen is going to fade. So I call it dimming the lights, and you'll notice that in a second here. So the screen fades and it focuses your attention to the video. So it's kind of a neat feature. As soon as I move the mouse, the lights will come back on, so to speak. Alright. And the last item is enable full width background images. Right now I have a tiled background image. If I click this, it's going to get blurry because it's going to make that small image full screen, which we don't really want to do. So now it's blurry, full screen. But if you use a larger image, you can make that fill the full screen and be responsive at the same time, so you have an image in the background. And what we'll do right now is go and change the background image. So right now we have this as our background. We can choose an image. We'll just choose one. Maybe we like this image here. Set that as a background. Save changes. Now if we were to view the site, that is used as a background image. So if we make this bigger, you can get creative with the background images. It doesn't have to be something simple like we have in the demo. And the full width, go back to customize, full width background image option makes it span the entire width. So if the image is a little bit smaller than somebody's browser size, it's going to make it bigger. Alright, so that's the customizer settings. And that also takes care of the full width background. And last but not least is the responsiveness. So if we close this, we're going to view it. Nowell is 100% responsive. So we're going to use this little tool here. And this is just a tool to quickly showcase some of this. Here's an iPhone 5, and Nowell will now look like this on an iPhone 5. When you get to a smaller size mobile device, the navigation goes off screen. So you have an off canvas, I guess it's called, navigation. And then we can go to a little bit bigger size. Let's turn it to portrait. Here's a different size. Still got the off screen. And at this size, 800 by 600, which is a small tablet, the navigation will become inline like this. Alright, and everything still works as you might expect. Here's our light box. The light box even adjusts so the record is above the track list. And let's go back to the iPhone 5. Same thing. Close that. And what else do we got? Here is a big monitor. So this is on a really big screen. And a laptop. We can close this and we can get the same results by slowly moving our browser. Everything adjusts. The footer nav ends up like that. And then this just scales down. That's what we have. So in a nutshell, that is the different options that Nowell provides. And if you have any comments, things you like, things you don't like, or things that could be improved, definitely want to hear them. Always looking to make things better, always looking to add features that make sense, and eventually making music websites better. So appreciate any feedback you might have. Thanks.